Good day, I hope you're all doing well. Here's another update regarding Steve Lawson. It's a post from the Roy's report, and it gives us some crucial details regarding the inappropriate relationship that Steve Lawson had. So the heading says Steve Lawson had a 5-year relationship with women in her 20s, Grace Community Church pastor says. Okay, so let's read it. This Grace pastor and former dean at the Master's Seminary, Steve Lawson, had a 5-year relationship with a woman in her late 20s. Phil Johnson, an elder and pastor at John MacArthur's Grace Community Church, stated in an X-post today. So here's the X-post, the Twitter post from Phil Johnson, and it says, Steve himself informed the elders, but only after the girl's father had confronted Steve and threatened exposure. This was not a noble confession of sin. Yeah, so it's a good thing that he states that this was not a noble confession of sin. Because previously I thought, well, okay, at least he came clean about it. He told his elders, but here we can see that he only did it because the girl's father had confronted Steve and threatened to expose him. So let's continue. He is 73, she is in her late 20s, Johnson wrote. Johnson also stated that the woman is not a member of Lawson's church, Trinity Bible Church of Dallas, and lives in a different state nowhere close to any of the ministries Steve served. However, Johnson did not immediately respond to multiple inquiries about whether the woman ever attended the Master's Seminary or the Master's University. The Roy's report also emailed the Master's Seminary President Abner Chow and the Master's Seminary Executive Vice President Nathan Kuzinets with the same question, but did not hear back. According to abuse experts, any sexualized behavior by a church leader, spiritual leader, towards someone under their spiritual care, who by nature is in a position of less power and authority, is clergy sexual abuse. Texas has a law criminalizing clergy sexual abuse, but California does not. In this X-post, Johnson also stated that Lawson informed the elders at the church, Trinity Bible Church of Dallas, about his inappropriate relationship, but only after the girl's father had confronted Steve and threatened exposure. This was not a confession of sin, Johnson added. Okay, again, like I stated, he only came clean about his sin because of the threat from the girl's father that he would expose Steve. Johnson also expressed his view that calling the relationship inappropriate is too ambiguous, as if someone merely caught them holding hands. This was a 5-year relationship with strong romantic overtones. Both parties insist no literal fornication was involved, but their tie to one another was adulterous in spirit, if not in fact. Okay. In Trinity Bible Church's statement released last Thursday, the church referred to Lawson's sin as an inappropriate relationship and said he had been removed indefinitely from all ministry activities at the church. The statement also said Lawson had informed the elders at Trinity Bible Church of the relationship. It didn't say anything about the father threatening to expose Lawson. At a service last Sunday, Trinity elder Mark Becker addressed the scandal briefly but didn't offer any details about Lawson's misconduct and discouraged questions, stating, "The only questions that are important at this point concern us as a church, as a local body, and how we will move together forward from this." A Trinity congregant said in a comment on X that he fully expected Mark to be forthcoming with the flock. Instead, we were left in the dark, heartbroken by it all, not sure if we will stay. Johnson responded, "Do stay. If they were trying to cover or minimize the sin, you'd have grounds to leave, but that's not their aim. They're doing the best they can in an impossible situation. Speak to them privately and individually before leaving over what they did or didn't say publicly." The Roy's report has reached out to the Trinity Bible repeatedly since Thursday asking for clarification about Lawson's misconduct and the women involved, but Trinity has not responded. The Master's Seminary has not made any public statements about Lawson. However, in an email to the Master's Seminary students last week, Buzenet said Lawson had been removed from pastoral ministry, had failed to be a one-woman man, and was permanently disqualified from ministry. But the email didn't give any details about Lawson's misconduct or whether the woman was ever associated with the Master's Seminary or the Master's University. The ministry Lawson founded, One Passion Ministries, released a statement saying that Lawson had confessed to the board that he had an inappropriate relationship with a woman, a sin that has disqualified him from ministry. The statement gave no details about Lawson's relationship with the woman or whether Lawson was in a position of authority over her. Lawson also served as a teaching fellow and board member of Ligonier Ministries. Ligonier has not made any public statement about Lawson but has removed him as a fellow at the ministry's website. Lawson's messages and videos continue to be posted at Ligonier's website. Okay, so that's the article. So at least now we know why he confessed his sin to the board, the leaders at his church. So it was due to the girl's father threatening him that he would expose him. So one has to ask, if the father never found out, then he most likely still would have continued with that relationship. What can we learn from this? Well, I think one thing we can learn is that if you are a Christian and you're involved in any such sin, then it will eventually come to the light. If you are truly a follower of Christ, the Lord will bring it to light. And I think also with church leaders, even those who maybe are not really even saved, like a lot of these false teachers, we've seen a lot of examples of them as well in the past when they've fornicated, committed adultery, then even their sins eventually gets brought to light. So don't play around with God, and then don't think you can fool around and get away with it. Anyway, so let me know what you think. Till next time, blessings in Jesus. Bye-bye.